All right, we are here and we have some cool things to explore. I'm pretty stoked. So, let me just make sure. Yeah, microphone seems to be working. My hair is a mess. I just took a shower. It is late. This will probably be a short stream. Um, but yeah, so basically, for anyone who is curious, I spent all day today trying to figure out how to solve the very large piano roll problem. Being, if you're composing in an Edo, is like, oh fuck, there's so many notes. How do I know which notes are good? You know, it's kind of a nightmare. So you can go through and play them one at a time and get scary sounds, and it's painful and gross and weird. And so I did a few things. The first of which is I coded up an app to try to train memorizing different intervals and stuff. So, for instance, you could do in 12 tone equal temperament, you have to memorize like what is a major third, right? And which would be that, right? And here's a perfect fourth, which should be that, right? And you could train all that, and then you could do it again with something like 17 tone equal temperament, and it like automatically finds like appropriate intervals for you. And so you have to do the major 17th or major 7th. We're in 17 tone equal temperament. And so the major 7th would be 15 notes above this, which I think is that, right? And so you could try to like intuit and gauge like a muscle memory for, what's up, Aetherborn Academy, welcome. You could try to like figure out, what the correct intervals are, being able to like eyeball it, but I found it just doesn't really work. This was mostly like an experiment for me to see, is it possible to train something obscene like 37 notes per octave, right? Because basically, long story short, we're probably going to end up studying 37 notes per octave next year, or for the rest of this year. And there's a lot of notes, and I've been really hesitant about it, right? So the question is like, okay, can we learn to eyeball and figure out the appropriate distance given this piano roll? And the answer, I think, is no. Just because the human brain is really bad at counting. Like, you cannot count. The human brain cannot recognize numbers larger than 3. Like, this is just a thing. Like, look around your room right now and try to find something that has more than 3 things and just glance at it. Don't count them individually. Just glance at it and then, like, can you figure out how many there is? No, you can't. It just knows. You can instantly recognize groups of 2, 3, and then there's just, like, more than 3. You can kind of chunk it and like, oh, that's like 3 groups of 3, so I know that's 9 or whatever. But human brain sucks at that. So how many notes are between this and this? I don't fucking know. Who knows? Like 10-ish, right? And the answer was actually that was 10. Turns out that was 10. I want to say this is 10 again. I was off, right? So the piano roll, basically, I'm getting to it. So microtonal piano roll, really, really obnoxious and difficult and painful to learn when it comes to like large Edos. You can also try to use this app to like do chords and shit. So like a dominant 7, you want to have whatever 3 notes. I'm just like clicking around. Anyways, so I figured that doesn't work. So my new solution is to use hotkeys. So using this tool called AutoHotkey, basically, I coded up this thing. So I created this configuration thing, and what I've done, hear me out, is you can set up here, you can set what Edo you're writing in. How did I modify it? The piano roll? We're getting to it. So this is a macro, and I can set it to any Edo. Let's set it to 12, right? Just 12 for now, right? So everyone's familiar with 12. And then let's turn this into 12 tone equal temperament. So what this does is if I press caps lock, then I enable macros. What happens is my QWERTY keyboard now, the number Q is going to go up an octave, and then A is going to go down an octave. Right, so Q and A are like right above each other. So the one on the top row of QWERTY is going to shift things up. If I hit W, it's gonna, let's make this sound less annoying. Where's the annoying knob? Here. If I hit W, This goes up a perfect fifth. This is super annoying. Let's just use operator. Basically, I mapped prime. Oh, I have to turn off. The hotkeys thing. I mapped prime numbers, all the prime number approximations to different hotkeys. So here, let's turn it on. If I press W, it goes up a perfect fifth. I can press W twice, it goes up 2 perfect fifths, and then I can hit A to go down an octave. That's 9/8. I multiplied by 3 twice, and then divided by 2. And that's how you get certain intervals. So I can just do WWA really quickly, and then immediately get a fucking major second, 9/8, right? You can do, there's also E, which is your 5/4, right? And so you can immediately build a major chord, for instance. I can click here, 5/4, click here, do a perfect fifth, click here, immediately have a major chord, right? What about a minor chord? What's a minor chord? A minor chord is 6/5. And you get 6/5 by multiplying by 3, and then dividing by 5, basically. That's kind of how it works. Even though I said 6/5 when you multiply by 3, it's 3/2, and then you multiply by 5/4, or you divide by 5/4. The math works out, you get 6/5. So combinations of numbers. So W and D, which is the multiplying by 3 and dividing by 5, are now work together to create another interval, right? So you're tired, you don't think you can handle anything too technical. Basically, if you know what Vim is, VIM, that's what my goal is here. Microtonal phase conjugation? Can you elaborate? Conjugation? That just makes me think of like imaginary numbers, but it's like a conjugate. I don't know if that's what you mean. Yeah, elaborate please. But so basically, you can immediately build like, so you can make a minor chord or a major chord by going up major third and then going up a perfect fifth. Then you could go build a minor chord, not a major chord, by going up a minor third, which is now a combination of 2 notes, and then you go up a perfect fifth, right? And then you could do a dominant 7 chord if we go up a perfect fifth, go up a major third, go up a harmonic 7, and then do that. So these are all different hotkeys, right? So I could just like immediately just build this really, really quickly. Now, what's really special is like, okay, well, why can't you just like fucking click the notes? You can still click the notes pretty quickly if you're like, you know, good and you practice. What's really special is this applies to microtonal tunings. So if we load something fucking nutty, like we're doing 37 notes per octave, 37. Now we're in 37, right? So the piano roll looks totally different. And then we open up our configuration. We set this to 37. This is going to find the closest approximations for each of these harmonics. So you can see here, I've assigned the octave to Q and A. Technically, I could use shift and up arrow, but it makes it a little bit cleaner and easier ergonomically to work this way. And then, yeah, you see all the prime harmonics and approximations of them, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, and then this one isn't used right now. And now we can build like major minor chords in a weird tuning, right? By doing the exact same thing. You can go up, right? Let's turn that off because that's super annoying, but very cool. And then you can go find weird ratios. So like what a sub-minor third, for instance, is not 9/7. Is it 9/7? 9/7 is a super major third. A sub-minor third would be 7/6, right? So I could go up 7, and then I could divide by 3. That's a sub-minor third. So we can build a sub-minor chord just by memorizing, building muscle memory for those intervals, right? And then we have sub-minor third, right? Sub-minor chord, right? And it's all fucking like temperament mathematically like defined and pure. It's super elegant and super clean. And so you really just have to like build muscle memory for like a couple basic intervals, and then you can very quickly, I believe, you could very quickly like build crazy chords. So this is similar to Vim, which is like a programming language schema thing where instead of clicking around in a in an interface, right? Like instead of going around and manually like deleting things, there's hotkeys on your keyboard, and you just like type a couple letters, and then it'll like highlight entire sections and delete them and stuff. And I was trying to think of like what's a way I could try to get that in Ableton. Now Ableton sucks in that you can't, to my knowledge, like you can't move a cursor around via the arrow keys to select different notes. It would be insanely powerful if I could like highlight entire things using just the keyboard. But I think this is the next best thing, which is simply macros that will just, I press a key and then it just basically just presses the up arrow the appropriate number of times to build a perfect fifth. And then you just map that to all the prime harmonics, and then you can build any interval. So if we want to do a tritone, the lesser septimal tritone, which is a 7/5 relationship, we're in 37 tone equal temperament, right? We can go up by 7, and then we can divide by 5. And then this is a tritone, right? 18 out of 36, this is a little bit less than 36. There's 2 tritones here because we don't divide 37 exactly in 2. So we have a lesser and a greater septimal tritone. Anyways, this is super useful because like before, how it would work is like, let's say my key was like this note here, whatever 28 is. If I wanted to calculate what a major third is relative to this, I might know, oh, a major third is 12 steps. I don't know what it actually is here. But calculating 12 plus 38, that's going to be 40, and then I have to do modular arithmetic and then subtract 40 from 37. And like that might be easier there, but it gets really, really complicated. So now I can just instead just copy this note and then go up a major third, and then bam, we're right there. Right? So it's Vim. It's just you just can just highlight entire things. I could duplicate. Ooh, I need to change the keys. Duplicate doesn't work. I was using D. Okay, we can use numbers. We can use numbers and QWERTY. So I tried to keep copy and paste. Copy and paste aren't being touched, right? And then you can like move these around. So I can move this up and down by a fifth. I can move it up by a fifth, down by a major third. That's now up a minor third. You can also do the other way around where you go down a perfect fifth, up a major third. This is now down a minor third, which is the same thing as like down an octave and up a major sixth, right? So if you move up an octave, this is now shifted up a major sixth. So there's different combinations of things, right? Every single interval can be defined by like 3 or 4 button presses, right? So if we want to do a major 6, you know, we can have this note, and then we would do down, no. Down, up, up. This is a major 6, yeah. So I multiplied by 5, I multiplied by 3, and then I divided by an octave, essentially. No. Major sixth is 5/3. Yeah, so I multiplied by 5, multiplied by 5, divided by 3, and then went up an octave. Yeah, that's what I did. Anyways, the fact is, I'm doing a lot of numbers. Sure, that sounds like super complicated, but you just build this into muscle memory, and then you don't even think about it, right? Like the human brain can be insanely cracked at shit once you like start building a muscle memory for stuff, and the human brain can learn anything. So I think this is going to be super powerful. Okay, I ignored Aetherborn for a hot minute. He said, better known as PPC, parametric phase conjugation, or a simulton. To best explain easily, imagine phase locking where the velocity is also locked. What is velocity? Like, not velocity of MIDI notes, surely. Are you just saying when the frequency is the same? I'm gonna Google this. What the heck are you talking about? Phase conjugation, physical transformation of a wave field. Resulting wave is has a reverse propagation direction. So I imagine this happens in acoustics with like reflection. Yeah, acoustic phase conjugation. Let's turn off my dark reader thing. I don't think this has anything to do with music per se, but like would have applications in acoustics, perhaps. But this is like a physical waveform transformation in regards to how it propagates through a medium. So I think that I don't see how that would work with sound design, perhaps, but maybe I'm not understanding it fully. I know I'm not understanding it fully yet. It's really good for mixing. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I don't know. Anyways, that's basically, that's what I did today. So, I'm gonna try to learn how to write, like, chord progressions doing this shit, which I think could be really cool. Though, again, I use the D key, which gets rid of, that gets rid of duplicate, which I really like duplicate a lot. I could still copy and paste, but we can rewrite the macro script. We can open this guy up, and we can set up to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this guy will be QWERTY. I think that should be good. Hit caps lock. Now it's enabled. Right. So now I have to relearn it. But, yeah, this would be by an octave. I'm pressing just like 1. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will shift it up by an interval, and then QWERTY, QWERTY will shift it down by some interval. And that way I can still, with my left hand, multiply intervals and copy and paste things, and still like press B, the draw tool and stuff like that, and then I can, with my right hand, I can click around on the mouse. So like this is the main difference I think between like what you would do with Vim and what I'm trying to do here is you have to use your mouse still. So another thing is I'm really trying to figure out what would be the best like ergonomic way to do all of this before I invest time into building the muscle memory for doing all this, right? That could be an issue. Anyways, yeah, let's like make some sound. So we have zebra, right? So zebra, you sound like ominous and spooky. We should be in 37 notes per octave, right? Let's say we wanted to make like a harmonic series. So harmonic series, we have our first note here. Let's increase. Yeah. And then we can duplicate this, go up by, turn on our thing, go up by a third. Let's make this like this. Oh, Command A. Wait, Command A still busted. I have to reset the hotkeys. I think that's what I have to do. This happened earlier because I made a configuration change. So hotkeys, exit, MIDI interval macro. These are still saved. Save. Hit this thing. And we can enable, disable. We can also, I can just remember, I can just enable and disable it whenever I want to do other shit. So we can take you and duplicate. This is enabled, and then we could go up perfect fifth, and then duplicate. We can go down a perfect fifth, and then up an octave. Right, so this is 2, 3, 4 harmonic series. And then this guy, I could duplicate, go up a major third, and then this guy go down major third, up a... No, that's not happening yet. Perfect fifth, down, minor seventh. Yep. So now we're making a harmonic series, right? We got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then down 7, up an octave, and then down an octave, it's kind of cool. So we can go, and then what? This is 9, so we can duplicate this. This is 8. If we want to get 10, then we multiply by 5, right? And then you have 11. So then we have the prime harmonic 11. Wait. 10, 11. Did I fuck up? Did I fuck up? This should be... The root should be 2. Oh, that was 9. This guy is... Okay, I see how I fucked up. And then that. So now we're building a harmonic series just by multiplying. And this is an approximation of the harmonic series in 37 Ito. And then we have 12, which is again a multiple of 3. And then we have 13. Which is pretty cool. How do I make the last bit sound different? Like, let's just highlight a whole thing, duplicate it, go up a major key, down, and then, I don't know, then fucking invert it. Like, this shit's crazy. This is nuts. Couldn't you theoretically also map the hotkeys to something like a launchpad device to make it that much easier instead of potentially... Yes, you totally could. I don't have that, but you're totally right. I guess the only difference there is you'd want your hand would then be swapping back and forth. If you have a mouse with a bunch of fancy buttons on it, you can map hotkeys to the mouse. That could be really cool. I think there's... You can get like some accessory keyboard thing probably that has, you know... I don't know, I forget. Don't like the stream fucking things. They just have a bunch of buttons on it, on like a... I don't know, just buy something with buttons. Fucking, there's a bunch of buttons out there. There's a whole bunch of options. But at least for me, you know, I just have a mouse and a keyboard, and I think trying to minimize the amount that I'm moving my hand away from the keyboard would probably be pretty cool. So... One limitation, though, is like a lot of the interval math involves moving the intervals up and down really quickly, right? Like we'd move this guy. Like if I wanted to do, if I wanted to move up a whole tone, right? 9/8, I multiply by 3/2 twice, and then divide by an octave. And if my note is near the top of the piano roll, you can't do that. It slams into the top. So that's something to be mindful of, especially in these big Itos where you're limited to, like, you really only have, you have like 2.5 octaves kind of to work with. Some notes have a full 3 octaves, but not many of them, you know? But, yeah. Let's change this patch. Why are you doing that? Why is it exploding? Is doing that. You should not be exploding like that. Like, why? What the fuck is that? Is there a note high super high up? Why is this note so fucking loud? Oh, I have key tracking mapped to something, don't I? Where do I have key? Yeah, keys mapped to cutoff and filter FM. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Ableton has really cool tuning file compatibility stuff where it changes the piano roll. How does it work with yeah, you have to import. So normally how it works, like right now Zebra is not even paying attention to Ableton. It doesn't, it's like I could delete this tuning file and it's still going to play the same thing. What Zebra's doing is it's using an internal tuning file. So this has this microtune tab, and inside of it, you can import and put in custom tuning files, and then it remaps everything there. And then these MIDI notes, even though this says it's in 12-tone equal temperament, the synth is reading it as the other one. I find it useful to, like, even if I'm only doing things in an external synth or whatever, it can be super useful to have, you know, your project file also reflect it, because then your piano roll looks better. But most synthesizers have internal tuning, so you can import tunings into them and then you can mess around. And what's really cool about this script thing that I made is it's DAW agnostic. It should work for any DAW that allows you to use arrow keys to move notes, all of them, right? So I think it would work especially well for people who like don't have these crazy cool scale remapping stuff in Ableton, because you don't need it if you could just work off of like thinking about things in terms of tempered versions of just intonation, because that's basically how this all works. You're really approaching this from a temperament lens, and you're thinking about how does this approximate different intervals, right? If I wanted to do a minor third, then I'm multiplying by 3, and then I'm dividing by 5. And that's how a minor third works, because it's 6/5, right? And that lens, even though you're thinking in terms of just intonation, you can map it into an Edo. You can map it into a regular temperament. And it actually works really well here, because then you don't even give a fuck about how many notes there are. You can write in an arbitrarily large tuning. The only real limitation now, I think, if I get good at this, is how many octaves I have available. It's so fucking lame that you only have 128 notes. Like, honestly, now that I have this tool, writing in something obscene like fucking I don't know, 200 notes per octave is completely accessible now, because you could just treat it as just intonation. You could just treat it as tempered versions of JI, and you could just multiply fucking ratios around. You just like... It's just very cool. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do now. It's all about space. Exactly. He gets it. He gets it. I gotta be recording this shit. What am I fucking thinking, man? Oh yeah, I have to turn this off. 25. Da, 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 Yeah, that's pretty cool. I don't know if you're still here, Mr. Leaky, but this is in 37, and I'm fucking down with it. I'm down with it. Discovered some really cool shit. I don't know. I don't know if you were here for the whole explanation of the whole thing I made, but I mean, this is cool. We have like basically an ambient track. I just gotta like cut out a couple bits that are bad, but that's pretty cool. So shout out that. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do a little bit of some of that probably to the mix. I like that a lot. Yeah. It's like I don't like how it cuts here a second. I mean, it's kind of cool. Maybe we can get like a reverse reverb thing. I just want this guy. Can we reverse you? Hello? Oh, it's a really long file. Yeah. Please don't crash. Thank you. Thank you. Do from A. Cool, and then we reverse this guy. And then you, we make loud. Yeah, that one sucks. That was a mistake. I'm gonna cut that out. Alright, that's probably fine. How's this intro? I didn't even listen to the intro. I like it. I like the whole thing. I like the whole thing. Fuck it. I'm just exporting this. We made a song. We made a song. I didn't even know I was gonna make a song. How cool is that? Cracking the piano roll ambient. And then we should probably get back to the piano roll. We should probably get back to exploring this new piano roll shit that I have figured out. Another thing. Here, this is fun. Here's another thing that I've been kind of obsessively trying to do lately is I made this app, which I'll link this in the description, in the stream if anyone wants to fuck around with this. It takes a certain kind of person probably to be interested in this, but basically this is a way to memorize the prime ratios or the cent values of different intervals, right? So the way it works is it's staggered in different levels. So your very first level is going to be only with prime numbers up to the number 19, right? And then there's reciprocals of those numbers and then so on and so forth. So the way you do this is you simply just do this until you memorize the numbers, right? And so this just takes brute force memorization, at least these guys. This one's 969, this is 702, this one is 298, this one is 386.3. And then once you have that down, then you learn reciprocals, right? So this is 16 over 13, so it's going to be what you memorize as 13, and you're going to subtract that from an octave, right? So that's 359.5. This one is 231. This one is 1095. This one is, why am I blanking? 813. 813.6. Yeah, and so on and so forth, right? So you memorize all of those, and then once you have all those memorized, then you start combining them to figure out new ones. So 5 over 3, right? Like how we were working out the intervals earlier on the piano roll by shifting up by the 5th harmonic and then shifting down by the 3rd harmonic, right? What you do here is you take the interval for 5, which we memorize as 386, and you subtract it from 3, or you subtract 3 from it, or you can multiply the reciprocal of 3, which you also memorize. So the reciprocal is a perfect fourth, which is 500 cents, right? Or 498. So this is going to be 386 plus 498, and then you eventually memorize the shit. 1088. No? Why am I blanking? It's 884. I'm stupid. When you're talking and trying to explain all this shit, it gets difficult. But the point is, 813.6. You eventually calculate things. So 9 over 5, this one is 1018, and you calculate this by doing interval arithmetic, knowing, oh, I know what 3 is. So 3 times 3 is going to end up giving me 204, and then it's going to be 204 plus the reciprocal of 5, which is 813 or whatever. So 204 plus 813, you end up getting this, 1018, right? And so you do this over and over again, and then eventually you just memorize them, right? And so I'm at this point where I'm memorizing, so this is, I'm up here, so I know like about 40 of the prime numbers. So this one is 782. This is 386.3. This is 261. No, 231. This one is 454. Yeah. This is the tritone, right? So this is 582.5, and so on, right? 960. No, 933. I always fuck that up. 498. And this actually becomes useful for understanding temperaments. I'm already kind of finding out, like reading through the Zen wiki and just like seeing intervals. Like you see fractions, immediately seeing the fraction and knowing the cent value and what it sounds like actually like lends really well to intuiting and understanding shit. And this whole thing that I came up with over here, this fucking where we use the macros, right? You have this thing, we enable the macros. Like we said before, 5 over 3, that ends up being something, or 9, let's do 9 over 5. 9 over 5 is 1018, 1,018 cents, right? It's the same thing as going up a perfect fifth, up a perfect fifth. Let's turn that off. And then down a major third. And you can see that this is just a little bit less than an octave, right? That's 1088. That's the closest approximation in this tuning to 1088, which is fucking cool. It's neat. And then you start to understand how commas work. You start to understand temperaments, how approximations of intervals. So, for instance, the fact that the 3 over 2 is super out of tune in this tuning means that since we multiplied by 3 over 2 twice, it's even more out of tune. So this ends up eventually, if we keep multiplying by 3, whatever approximation we get is going to not be the best approximation. It ends up drifting. There's a comma pump, which is a phrase used to describe how out of tune intervals, when you keep applying them, you end up getting further and further away from like a desired interval. And you can see that actually happening. You can actually like feel it and hear it when you start to think in terms of just intonation and stuff. So this is, I'm like unlocking a new way of thinking about this shit, which I think is super cool. What's up, Gilp? Welcome. We made a thing. Why can't I guess I have like crazy filters and stuff going on. Let's flatline it. Oh, I have to turn that off. Flatline. No, flatline goes here. Right, so this guy, I don't know if we wanted to, where the fuck are you? It's gone. It is vanished. We'll do this here. Am I even on the right? Where am I? What the fuck is happening here? Consolidate. Here, we're gonna start here. We can make a major chord, right? I'm gonna copy and paste this, and then I'm gonna go up a major third. I have to turn on the thing. I didn't turn it on first. Major third, right? Copy paste major third, and then copy paste, and we can go up a minor third to make a chord, right? And so a minor third is up a fifth, down a major third, right? And so now we have a major chord. You sound terrible. These all sound scary. I guess all of my synths here are pretty scary sounding. Let's just in it. Let's make you additive. What are you up to today? I came up with a new way of composing. So the idea is I'm using a macro script thing. Let's get rid of you. Let's just give you some of that. Let's give you some of that. And the idea is, if you're in a really large Edo, it's really hard to be like, let's draw a major chord. What is a major chord? I don't know these intervals. It's just too many notes, right? But using macros, you could press certain keys to immediately shift notes up by certain set intervals. So we have, this is a major third. I just went up by a major third right here. No, you. Right? And then we can go up an augmented chord. Right? Or we can go, nope, that wasn't it. Go down 2 major thirds, right? We're back here, and then we could go up a perfect fifth. Now we have a major chord. And then we can go up, if we want to make a dominant 7 chord, we have to go up a minor third, and a minor third is the same thing as a perfect fifth minus a major third. And you can, I'm supposed to copy this first. And you can, basically, you can just memorize what these intervals, what these keystrokes are. Right? So eventually, even though I'm like calculating and doing all this stuff, I'm literally just tapping 2 little keys. So one single key corresponds to, like one combination of keys or letters or whatever corresponds to different intervals. So if I wanted to make a major chord, I could just like click here, go up a fifth, click here, go up a third, click here, major chord, right? I could do that super, super quickly. So if I wanted to do a dominant 7 chord, let's do a harmonic 7 chord, right? I can click here, go up, click here, go up, click here, go up, click here. And we have a harmonic 7 chord. This is a 4 against 5 against 6 against 7. Right? And so it sounds super like consonant and crazy. And actually in 37 Edo, all of these are really in tune except your 3/2 is really out of tune. But everything else is pretty in tune, so it sounds neat. So we can take this guy and we can go up. No, I'm pressing the wrong keys. I'm still learning, Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. We can go up an octave. So now we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7. And then we can go up 9, right? We're still building a harmonic series. We can go up 2 perfect fifths, 3/2 times 3/2, 9/4, right? So that's 9. And if you want to go to 10, we can take this octave, multiply it by 5. And if you want 11, you can multiply by 11, which is also another hotkey. So now we're gonna get into this like really cool buzzy territory, right? How do we, let's make this. And then we can continue building harmonics. Let's just see how many harmonics we can get. So the next one would be 3/2 again, right? 11, 12, and then 13. And 13 is another one. That's the last harmonic I have mapped. And then after 13, we have 14, which is going to be, not that. I literally typed in 7. This guy. Paste 7. And then 15 is going to be 15/8, which is 1088 cents, which you can get that by going up, oh geez, going up an octave and then going down. I'm blanking, folks. What the fuck? I mean, wait, 15 is just 3 times 5. So we can just go up 3, go up 5. There we go. Right? And so, I mean, that you might be like, that sounds bad, and I agree. But conceptually, it's pretty cool. And it's super in tune, which is neat. So let's strum this. Right? And maybe make this like... It's kind of weird. And then let's make this guy inverted. Oh, I inverted. I meant to just reverse. Inverted is interesting. How does that work? Does that involve subharmonic series? Maybe? That might be a subharmonic series. I'm not entirely sure. But, I mean, that's kind of cool. What if we take this dude, and then we reverse this guy? This all sounds kind of interesting and weird, you know? Stuff to play with. But, yeah, inverted becomes subharmonic. Yeah, because it's still temperaments, right? And these are still like decently accurate approximations of the thing. So Yeah. Anyways, that's neat. Let's make a chord progression. This is something I just need to drill, I think, for a little bit and just like kind of get good at. So like a chord progression. Let's say I wanted to do the Song of Storms, right? It's a minor 1, minor 2 because we're in Dorian, and then major 3 chord. So this would be, we can go like minor, I'm blanking. So if we want to do, right, that's a minor key. Right. So there's that. And then on the second step, how do we get to the second step? We need to go up that, nope. Let's do it one more time. Up 2 perfect fifths, and then down an octave. Okay, that was correct. Wait, really? Up 2 per... Did I do that right? Oh, yeah, no, this is correct. Yeah. We're pretty close to the minor third. And so from here, then we would do the same thing. I fucked up. That guy's not there. And then the next step is at a minor third, which would be, oh, this does hurt brain. But it is all learnable. So that's a minor third. And then from here, then it's a major third. So you just go up that, up that. And then let's just copy paste that guy for good measure. Right? And so if you really want this to be, oh geez. If you really, let's turn off the macro thing. And then let's, I wanted to make it triplet grid. And then we can just do this kind of thing. Right? Make it slower. Please stop the delay. Right? And then we have Song of Storms right there. So that's just like something I could like just practice and work on. But what's really cool is the fact that I was able to just do that with this many notes so easily. Without having to count. Well, I mean, like, technically I was counting, but in a different sense, you know? And the more you do it, the more intuitive it'll get. So, yeah. Here, let's make you something like this. This is not in tune. Microtune 37. It's funny. The second one sounds noticeably wrong to me. Oh, I know why. It's because the second one is a whole step apart in a whole tone, and a whole tone in term like a 9/8 whole tone in 37 is super out of tune. It's like fucking, I don't know, 30 cents, 20 cents. It's like 24 cents. So we wouldn't want to use the actual 9/8. We would want to use 10/9 probably. I'm assuming this is 10/9, right? And we could verify if this is 10/9 by using our little interval math, right? 10/9. Wait, is that not what I did? No, yeah, 9/8 is 2/3 and then down an octave. 10/9 would be up an octave, up a major third, and then down 2 perfect fifths. It's right here. Which is down 2 steps, actually. So that's cool. Though that 10/9 again... Oh, no, yeah. that 10/9 is again using the super out of tune 3 twice to get there. So I guess they're both out of tune in separate directions. Just interesting to think about. Here, let's fuck around with this. Let's go... I like Spectral Decay. No, not Spectral Decay, I mean Spectral Noise. There's more I was doing. What else was I doing here? Spectral Decay into Twinkles. And then let's go LFO1. I'm trying to remember how I did these patches before. I remember it being something like this. I don't fully recall. Maybe it was in a wave folder. No. Let's go back here. And then what was this one? It's kind of cool. It's like super drunk and fucked up. Let's put what is with that? What's causing that? Where's the noise coming from? It's coming from the chorus? What the fuck? That's weird. And the flanger. I don't get it. I don't know what the fuck's going on there. That's weird. I was gonna do. Oh, I wanted to disperse it. That's what I wanted to do. All pass filter. Fucking. Why is this happening? I don't understand. I don't understand texture reverb, man. Nothing's playing now? Fucking love Zebra, man. listening to that on loop. Those are some cool sounds. They're pretty cool. Okay, I think I'm about done. It's gonna be short stream for today. It's pretty late. I just was really fucking excited about the cool MIDI stuff I discovered and made, and wanted to show that off and then twist some knobs. So that's what we did. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool stuff, cool sounds. Okay, I'm planning on streaming again tomorrow. Yeah, I'm planning on that, and we'll explore all this nonsense a lot more. Should be fun. Should be fun. Yeah. All right, I'll see y'all later. Take care.